What is good, everybody? It is your boy Super Saiyan Cat back with some more Dragon Ball Fighterz news as promised for you guys. Whenever we get some news regarding this game, I would be making videos and updating you guys to keep you as updated as possible with all the news we get early and things like that. Now, of course, if you want to check out the website where I got this news from, it'll be linked down below in the description. Shout out to Shonen Games as always. For the most part, this is where I get all my news from when I make any kind of news video like this. It usually comes from Shonen Games, so if you guys would like to check out the initial web page and their website, I'll have that link down below in the description for you guys. But again, man, we got some major news regarding Dragon Ball Fighterz today, talking about story, talking about clashes, talking about beam struggles, and even talking about a new mechanic that's added to Dragon Ball Fighterz that has never been seen before in any fighting game, period. So without further ado, let's get into this fire news we got from Dragon Ball Fighterz. Alright guys, so the first thing they actually mentioned in the article I thought wasn't really worth talking about or really showing. If you guys want to check it out again for yourselves, the website link will be down below in the description. But basically they're just talking about how the tutorial for this game is going to be a lot easier as opposed to games that they've made in the past like Guilty Gears or Blaze Blue. I've never played Blaze Blue before, but I did play Guilty Gears, and I'll tell you this, that tutorial is in depth as hell. I've never had such a long tutorial for a fighting game. Like, every time I thought it was over, it just kept going and going and going. But basically they're saying that the tutorial this year will be, or for this game, will be a lot easier and more, hopefully more in tune with the story, I guess. So they're going to kind of teach you the basics at the beginning of the story mode this time. That's basically all that was said at the beginning. But now let's move on with this article. And as you see right here, it says the replay mode will gather the best matches and have them up for others to see. In order for a player's replay to reach the top, they will have to have a lot of positive reactions, Z-stamps. This makes it so that new players can watch and learn their techniques as well as watch exciting matches. That concept right there, I really like it, guys. Like, honestly, that's going to make it a lot easier for those who are not very good at the game to see how people who are good are playing, to see the combos that these people that are good are using. That right there is going to help a lot of the players who are used to casual fighters like Xenoverse 2 get good at this game so they can learn combos a lot easier and learn advanced combos a lot easier, as opposed to just going to training on their own and trying to figure out all these combos. You can just go to the replay area, look at the top fights, and you'll see some pretty dope combos without a doubt. So I really like that mechanic right there that they're adding to the game, and the fact that the top fights will be at the top, will be the ones that are shown basically, because obviously the top fights will be the better players. Now, continuing on right here, it says in party match, players will have to be alert for when they are switched into attack with a super or finished up combo. Arc System Works director Junya Matsumura, sorry if I said that wrong, bro, but wants to add an interface with symbol commands so that players can communicate with each other during battle. If a player drops out in a party match, then the matches will end there. Hopefully there aren't too many salty players on either side. Okay, right there's some positive and negative things I want to go over. The fact that, you know, if a match, first of all, let's talk about the negatives. If someone exits out or, you know, quits the match or their connection gets dropped, the fact that the match ends right there is kind of dumb in my opinion. Like, honestly, I really don't like that right there. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why the match would end. Why doesn't that person just get taken over as a computer or something like that? Because for the team who say you're winning, you know, that's basically going to add rage quitting to this game. If people are not going to take the L for losing, they're going to be raging, no doubt. So I think they really need to do something about that right there. But I really like the fact how you're going to have to be in a party basically to play these party matches. You cannot just get with two other friends and be like, let's get on this game without no mics or anything like that. I feel like you're going to have to be in a party and communicate and be like, look, I'm about to switch out right here. Get ready to do your level 1. I'm about to switch. You know, you got to communicate with your party members and things like that. So I really like that. It makes it a real team battle. So I really like that aspect of it. But I don't like the aspect as if to one person quits, or if the connection drops or something like that for one person, the match doesn't count and it just gets, you know, disqualified or whatever. I really do not like that. I hope they change that. But I do like the idea of the party matches that they have going on in this game. Okay guys, now moving on with the article, this part right here talks about clashes and beam struggles. So a lot of people are going to want to pay attention for sure. It says Arc System Works decided against clashing because it ends up being a contest of mashing buttons, which not everyone is great at. I like that concept right there. I don't like the fact that, you know, I don't like clashes, period. I don't like how they're set up in Xenoverse, and I don't like the fact in the 2D fighter, if you got into a clash, the person who could mash buttons and has quicker thumbs is going to be the one to get the damage out. I really don't like that idea right there, so I'm glad that they did that with clashes and basically just eliminated them completely. Now, he says, we asked the same question at EVO and got this answer from Matsumura regarding beam struggles. And he says, beam struggles are one of the things we struggle with the most as far as implementing. It's very hard to make it work, but in the original source content, it's not so much of a matter of technique as it is brute force. So that makes it difficult to implement in the game in a way that feels fair. Button mashing speed isn't technical, it depends on the person. Some people may be good at fighting games, but they aren't good at mashing buttons and they lose. Which is a very good damn point, and I really like that they thought about that. So it isn't a good game mechanic. Now, what's that? That's basically saying we will not have beam struggles. The closest thing you'll get to a beam struggle is if you both fire a level 1 ult at the same time or something like that. They'll cancel each other out. I had that experience happen to me in the beta. So basically, if you're gonna fire level 1 ult or level 1 super, I mean not ult, at each other, it's just going to cancel each other out. It's not going to actually clash to where you got to, like, you know, back in the old Budokai Tenkaichi days, you had to like spin the analog, or you just always had to do something, you know, specific to get that beam struggle in your favor so you would win it. But basically, guys, again, we will not have beam struggles in this game. And now, as you guys see at the bottom, it says Game Informer also mentioned that flying was included in an earlier build of fighters, but was ultimately removed because it made the game less dynamic and players would probably end up in the air for a long period of time, making a freeform fighting system prove to be very difficult in the end. I'm really glad they did that. I don't think I would have enjoyed Fighters as much if it got away from the traditional 2D fighter, how you know, it's basically ground-based fighting for the most part, and some combos get you flying up in the air. I really don't think I would have liked it if it would have given you the ability to fly to where the fights would have been moved up to the air, up and down, because I feel like a lot of people would probably figure out some way to abuse something with that, with flying up and down, and like they said, it makes the fighting actually less dynamic, so I'm really glad they did that as well. Alright guys, moving on with the article though, this is the part right here where they talk about the story, and it says Bandai Namco noticed a mostly positive reception from having original stories in the Xenoverse series, so they decided to do the same, to take that same concept to Dragon Ball Fighterz. The game's story mode will take place after the events in Dragon Ball Z, so Dragon Ball Super basically. Future character announcements will reveal more about the game's story mode, and Bandai Namco urges fans to try and piece them all together to figure out. So basically, guys, just that's saying, letting you know, be aware for future character releases that they're going to let us know which characters will be upcoming in the game. So definitely know that I'll have news for you guys regarding that whenever we find anything out about it. But now continuing on, it says, while we don't know anything about Android 21, Game Informer did mention that even though characters such as Bulma, Videl, and Chi-Chi were beloved by fans, I guess this means they aren't in. Android 21 was made in order to compete with the series' strongest fighters. If we had to guess based off this information, she will probably be playable. I'm guessing, like I said, that kind of shows it's clear that she most likely will be playable. And then it says, last but not least, the story will be more interactive than BlazBlue, Persona, and Guilty Gear was. Players will be able to change the course of the story to a certain degree. Details on this were scarce though. So basically what I'm guessing is at times you're going to have decisions to make whether you do this or that, and that's going to change the outcome of the story. Like, you know, basically what's going to happen in the end will be determined by which path you decide to go on, is I'm guessing what that is hinting at. I don't know how I feel about that, you know, basically I guess there's going to be a couple different endings maybe, which is kind of cool with some games. I do like when games do have multiple endings that you have to unlock with certain different ways. Gives more incentive and more things to do. So I guess I like that. But let's move on to the juicy part where it talks about the new game mechanic never before seen in any 2D fighter ever. Okay, now regarding this new system that they're adding into this game, this new game mechanic, it says a new system was added to Dragon Ball Fighterz that Bandai Namco teases that isn't found in any other fighting game. The only hint Game Informer was given was small details about the 7 Dragon Ball icons that appear in the game. When a player collects all 7 of them, something will happen, but they didn't say what. Our initial guess was that it could work like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's use of the Infinity Stones in Dragon Ball. One of the functions of the Dragon Ball was to revive the dead, which could work similar to the Soul Stone, where a character is revived gains a small portion of health back. It's also possible that, much like the stones, they could have multiple uses in fighters. And I'm someone who is actually playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite currently right now. I'm actually really enjoying the game, having a lot of fun with it. And I don't really like the concept of the stones, so I hope it's not similar to that. I hope it's something different where you have to unlock them all. And I think it is something where you have to unlock them all and something happens, maybe some kind of crazy ultimate or something like that. That's more what I'm guessing this is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be anything like the stones in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I really hope it's not. Now moving on with the very last part of this, it says even with this theory, it's probably unlikely since Bandai Namco says it's something that has never been added to a fighting game before. I guess we won't know for sure until the eventual reveal. Now again, like I said, I'm glad that it's most likely not going to be like the Infinity Stones. I really hope it's not. I hope it's something completely different, and I believe it is something based off this little clip that I saw where you have to collect all the Dragon Balls, and I think they're like incentive based, like you have to complete maybe certain requirements in the match. Because through the little Game Informer trailer that I saw, it was showing that the Dragon Balls were like popping up throughout the match, like at the bottom of the screen. As you guys see in this picture right here, you can see those little slots for Dragon Balls at the bottom of the screen under Yamcha. And in the clip that I saw, Piccolo was fighting with Trunks, and the Dragon Balls like popped up during the match, and it's all blank at the start, and then they popped up during the match. So I'm guessing maybe that's hinting at the fact that you have to do something to unlock these during the fight. Maybe you have to hit a certain combo. I really don't know. We have no news regarding this, but I'm hoping it gives some kind of dope ultimate or something like that, and it's not something that's easy to unlock as well. I hope it's something that's very hard to obtain, and like just an extremely super special finish or something along those lines, because that would be absolutely dope in my opinion. But that right there, guys, I want to know you guys' opinion. What do you think these Dragon Balls, these little slots that you see at the bottom, what these Dragon Balls will be used for in this game? Because I think it has a lot of potential of things that they can do with it. They could do something similar with the Infinity Stones, but like they said, it's something that's different from any other fighting game that we've ever seen. So let me know what you guys think that could possibly be down below in the comments. And also guys, let me know what you guys think on all the news we got today regarding Dragon Ball Fighterz. I'm really hyped for this game. I cannot wait for it. Every news video I do, I say that. Like, I really cannot wait for this game. Extremely hyped. But again, let me know what you guys think on the news we got today. And as always, man, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, hope y'all have a good day. Peace, y'all.